How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build Twitter. In this episode, we go ahead and finally wrap up our date select that we've been working on for the past couple episodes and get it so that it's working all the way so we can select dates, make sure it's valid, and also submit that date. So let's go ahead and hop into VS Code and I'll show you guys how we got it done. So this one is kind of messy and there might be a better way to do this, but I couldn't find one. So const check age. This is going to take in the date of birth, DOB, and this is going to return Boolean. So this is essentially going to check whether or not the person is over 13. So say let month, day, year, once again, equal to DOB. And then we're going to say let today equal to new date. So we're going to get the date of today. Say let today's year equal to today dot get full year. Let today's month equal to today dot get full month or get month. And then finally we'll get today's day. So let today's day equal to today dot get date. And so this will get the day, the number of the year, the number of the month, number of the day. The first easy check is going to be if today's year minus year is greater than 13, we can go ahead and just return true. So if they are greater than 13 years old by the year, we can go ahead and just return that. Then we'll have an else if. Else if today's year minus year is exactly 13, we are going to have to do some extra logic. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and return false. This should stop erroring out. So this is the logic that's going to get a little bit complicated. So if today's year minus the year that got passed is greater than 13, then obviously we just want to return true. Otherwise, if it's exactly 13, we need to do some extra logic. Otherwise, we're just going to return false. Now, I don't know why this is still an issue, maybe because it's possible that we could go in here. So first, we're going to say if today's month is greater than month listed, we'll go ahead and return. Whoops. So if it's greater than the month that is their birth month, we'll go ahead and return true. Next, what we'll do, if that's not the case, we'll say else if today's month is equal to month, then we need to check today's date. So if today's day is greater than or equal to day, return true. Otherwise, return false. And that should all be good. Why are we complaining? Check age lacks ending return statement, does not include undefined. That should all be fine. So I don't know why it's saying that we don't have. I guess we could just get rid of all of this. We don't need the last else, I suppose, and this should get rid of the issue. This wasn't an issue before, so not sure. Is it this? Now what? Check age has any type. I said it's Boolean. So what's your issue? It's this. So that was probably the actual issue the entire time, but it is what it is. So just to run through it again, if today's year minus the year we passed in is over 13, that's obviously just go ahead and return. Go ahead and just return true. Otherwise, if today's year minus the year is equal to 13, we need to check the month and the day. So if today's month is greater than the month that they passed in, that means that they passed their birthday, so we'll return true. Otherwise, we'll check to see if today's month is equal to the month that we passed. And if today's day is greater than their birthday, return true. Otherwise, return false. And then otherwise, return false. So that is our validator. So now we actually have to go about validating this. This is where things are going to get a little bit complicated. So we need to go back into our register date input, and let's go ahead and import a couple things. We already have use dispatch. Let's go ahead and grab use state from this, or no, we want use selector. I'm sorry, use selector. We're also going to want our validate date of birth. So go ahead and import validate DOB. Or was it not called validate date of birth? It might just be called validate. Oh, valid. This should be validate date of birth. Save validate date of birth from // / and then we want services / validators, like that. So let's go ahead and grab the state. Const state is equal to use selector, and this is going to say state : root state.register. We need to import root state, so go ahead and do that. And now we have that. Finally, we are going to use state from React as well as use effect. So use state and use effect. So we are going to have const valid state, const valid and set valid, like so, is equal to use state true. And inside of these valids, we're now going to say valid, valid, and valid. We want to set all of these incorrect at the same time. And then we are going to set up our use state, or our use effect, I'm sorry, use effect, like so. And we are going to set up our dependency array. This is going to be pretty lengthy, but we're going to say state.dob.day, state.dob.month, state.dob.year, as well as state.dob.active, or database valid, I'm sorry, then also valid. So we're going to watch those different states. And inside of here, we're going to say we're going to say day, month, year, like we did before, equal to state.dob. So every time one of these changes, we'll reset this. And we're going to say if our day and month and year. And remember, it'll change every time we update the state. And the state gets updated whenever we input something. We're going to say set valid. And inside of set valid, we're going to say validate date of birth. And inside here, we're going to pass in month, day, and year from our global state. And then we will also dispatch, after this is done, dispatch update register. And we'll say name : and this needs to be inside the if statement. So let me fix that, because we only want to run the validate if everything is filled out, essentially. So this is going to be dob valid, and the value is going to be valid. All right, so we need to wrap this in parentheses. So now we will dispatch, this should be value, there we go. We will dispatch a action to update register if we go ahead and validate this. And I believe that should be everything. So now we should be able to test whether or not these values or the dates are valid, and so on and so forth. So if we go ahead and we inspect the console just for the heck of it, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh so it clears the console out. So it's not going to invalidate anything currently. So we have this for, but if we put, for example, 2022, you see that it's red because that is below 13 years. If we say, for example, February 2018, and then actually that's probably a leap year. Let's say 2019, and we say 29. It's red. If we put February, let's say 2000, and say 13, you see it's no longer red. So we are actually validating whether or not all of those are true. So now that is all I want to do for this part. We'll go ahead and move forward. We're going to do a little bit of refactoring on the inputs. That way we can use those also with our register global state. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.